Hey, Archie. Good, how about you? Okay. I'll give a little speech. I'll turn it over to you. What's that? Yeah, it's 10. We did like 12 hours. It's like 12 weeks. Like I'm pulling them out. Got the Persian today? Oh, really? Exile. Oh, didn't know that. Oh, man. How are you? That's horrible. Exile, yeah, right. She's such a bad time, or such a bad time out there. Yeah. Everybody's using it. It's not hot.
Well, at least we have a place we can stop by there.
We have a lot of beach time. Yeah, I was talking about if this is our house, Tuesday River. Wow.
Did they put that up after Sandy? Or is that?
Actually, it's called Central Rock.
Oh, is that right? They're built on top.
Yeah, they're built on top.
Good evening. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing for a moment of silence for the victims of Orlando and also for the invocation by Father Mark Caponero. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If I may, I just want to, before I pray, to offer my thanks to Gloucester Township, the mayor and the administration for allowing me and our pastors of the township to come and pray before these meetings. I've been invited to the state of New Jersey, and I prayed before the Assembly and the Senate. We do this in Washington, D.C., so this is part of who we are as Americans. We can pray. and especially these tragic days, we need that prayer. So thank you for, I'm leaving after 11 years and moving on, and have great memories of good people and public servants here. So thank you for your public service. So let us pray. Loving and merciful God in heaven, we do praise you because of your presence, your inspiration, and your love expressed to us all. On this cusp of the summer season, we are grateful for sunshine as well as rain, for the warming heat as well as the cool breezes. May the opportunity to be outdoors contribute to our health and well-being. We also gather this evening with sorrowful hearts. Tragedy as a result of evil thoughts has taken the lives of many and injured so many others in Orlando, Florida. Our prayerful thoughts go out to the families and the friends of the victims. Lord, please soften bitterness, quell anger, enlighten minds to peaceful thoughts of coexistence. May we in Gloucester Township live in peaceful harmony. May we promote the goodwill, even with the presence of the difference of opinions. Grant to these council members continued wisdom to enhance the lives of the citizens of Gloucester Township. Grace them with courage as they serve in public office. Grant counsel and strength to our mayor and his administration. May they be leaders of justice that leads to peace. Protect our public safety warriors, our police, our EMTs, our firefighters, and these citizens who are honored this evening as they are honored as police helpers, aides. Keep all of them from harm. Enlighten our minds, strengthen our resolve to treat all people as creations of your love, even though marred by sin. We ask all these blessings in the name of your Son and the Holy Spirit which guides us, one God, forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you, Father Mark. This regular meeting of the Township Council is being held in accordance with the scheduled meetings of the Township Council established and adopted by the Township Council, which schedule designated the time, date, and place of this meeting. Adequate public notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act. We are using an electronic amplifying and recording device in order to obtain a clear and audible record. We request all those wishing to speak be recognized and state your name and address directly to the microphone. The recording device will be still utilized by the Township Clerk's Office for the preparation of the minutes and shall be the official record of the Township Council meetings. Madam Clerk, may I have the roll call, please?
Mr. Hutchison.
Present.
Mr. Schmidt.
Present.
Mrs. Stubbs. Present. Mrs. Winters. Here. Mr. Mignon.
Here.
Mrs. Strada. Here. Mr. Mercado.
Present.
Mr. Lechner.
Here.
Chief Earl.
Here.
Mr. Parliament.
Here.
Mr. Cantwell.
Here.
Mr. Parks.
Here.
Tonight we have a presentation, the Citizens Police Academy graduation. I'll turn it over to Chief Earl and Lieutenant Bart.
Good evening, Mr. President, good evening, Council. Mr. President, I ask you to join me in the presentation. Mayor. Good evening, everyone, and really special tonight as we welcome our Citizens Police Academy graduates to the Gloucester Township Police Department. So important as we have our partnership in the community. Really proud of their hard work. I know Lieutenant Barton has spoken very, very highly of all of you, and we're so excited to have you complete your nearly 12 weeks of training with us. I'm going to turn over the microphone to Lieutenant Barton because he's spoken so much about you, and we know that Lieutenant Barton is very excited really to give out your certificates and really welcome you here to the Gloucester Township Police Department. He's done an excellent job in our Community Relations Bureau as the commander, and we're really proud of everything he's done with the community. Lieutenant?
Thank you, Chief Earl. I usually don't like to talk on the microphone, so I'll try my best. Once again, I want to congratulate you guys for the 2016 Citizens Police Academy. We in Gloucester Township take a lot of pride in our Citizens Police Academy. If it was up to us, we would love every resident to come through the classes because it's very valuable as a community that we come together as one and we all understand what we do. And hopefully now after your 13 weeks, you understand why we do what we do and understand what law enforcement goes through, and that's what we want you to do. And now you have 130 police officers in this town that you should be able to rely on as your friend and as your partner, because we all want to work together. And when we work together, we'll make Gloucester Township a great place for everyone to live. And that's what the goal is, the Citizens Police Academy, is that you are well aware of what we do. For those in attendance, this is our first class that actually went down to our simulator down at the Camden County Police Academy. And they were the first residents ever to get that training other than police officers. So you guys should feel proud of that, and was given a great opportunity because you guys actually went before some of our officers went and got to do that. So your review was very valuable with that, because the training unit that took you down there is new to the Gloucester Township Police Department, the 3-man unit that we have now. So it was all part of the success and the partnership with other officers in this department. The 13 weeks you guys also had was all different instructors that put together their own lessons, and you learned from all those different areas of the Gloucester Township Police Department. So once again, congratulations. I'm now going to turn it over to the Mayor of Gloucester Township, Mayor.
Well, thank you, Lieutenant. And before we congratulate all of the Citizens Police Academy graduates, I know we come together as a Gloucester Township community tonight to mourn those who were killed in Orlando. And we come together as a nation to remember them and to keep their families in our thoughts and prayers. Also want to say special thank you to Father Mark. He mentioned he is leaving, not going very far, but he's leaving the parish, and we certainly will miss him. And I certainly appreciate your not only your guidance for me over the years, but the guidance that you have given to the residents of Gloucester Township. So, Father, thank you for your service to our community. Okay, to our Citizens Police Academy graduates, give me 20. Now, didn't I put you through that? So let me first of all say thank you. You know, you could have been doing a lot of other things over the last 13 weeks, but you chose to learn about your community. You chose to learn about what our Gloucester Township Police Department is all about. And so I congratulate you on your graduation, but more importantly, I thank you for taking that initiative and taking that time and caring enough about this community to be a part of the Citizens Police Academy. I think, and I hope you have learned over the last 13 weeks, that we do things a little bit differently here in Gloucester Township. Whether it is the SAVE program that we have in our municipal court, that places a drug counselor in the municipal court, or it is our Family Resource Center, and the different programs, Handshakes Not Handcuffs, and the other programs that we have there, and working with our social workers. We're doing things much differently here, and I hope you've experienced that. And then, of course, just as important as the lessons are, the relationships matter. And it is the relationships that you develop with our police department. You are our eyes and ears in the community. You are out there every day, and you are partners now with our Gloucester Township Police Department to continue to make Gloucester Township a great place to live. So again, thank you for your time and dedication, and thank you for your willingness to learn more about Gloucester Township and our Gloucester Township Police Department. I thank Chief Earl and the Gloucester Township Police Department and the men and women for what they do every day in keeping us safe as well. So on behalf of our council, I want to again thank you and congratulate you on your graduation. Thank you.
The mayor gets a little excited during the summertime because the Junior Police Academy also starts off, and that's who he makes exercise and do push-ups and sit-ups all day. But guys, like the mayor said, it's very important. Please pass on the positive message of the relationship that we have with our community, because that's the only way we're going to be successful. So thank you once again. So we're going to announce everybody one by one. If you could come up when your name's called, you're going to receive a certificate from the Gloucester Township Police Department, and we'll take some photos, and when everybody comes up here, we'll hold them up here, and everyone can take pictures. Okay? So our first graduate of the 2016 Citizens Police Academy, Jane Ankes. Jane, you want to come on up? Just straight ahead. Tucker's very excited for the graduation. Mansour Baziso. Cheryl Clark. She barely passed. She barely passed. Congratulations. Felipe Clausen. Jane Coolin. Appreciate you coming. Thank you. The wisest. Jessica Corchado. I know I got the tallest. Congratulations. Kevin Davis. Kevin Woods is number 2 or 3. This is 3rd Citizens Police Academy. Still says I was the best instructor. Congratulations. Tina Hernandez. Congratulations. Jacqueline Jules. Congratulations. Ginger McCarty. My man, Daniel McDonald. So Daniel was at number 2 or 3? 2, and Daniel's also a Junior Police Academy graduate. And Eagle Scout, yep, congratulations, Daniel. Janelle Randolph. Mark Roman. Joseph Rotundo. Jenna Tolan. Brian Yurchuk. Good job, Brian. James Davis. Once again, everyone, a round of applause for our 2016 CPA graduates. And so we'll take a break for a minute and get pictures. If you guys want to come up, we'll line up and get pictures, and we'll take a couple-minute break. Thank you. Yeah, we'll break. You guys want to come line up over here, or line up in this corner here? Okay, you just said we'll line up over here. We'll line up right here, like that. That we like each other. Charlie, we're here.
Great, put me next to you. Everybody get them? All right, guys. Thank you very much, guys. Congratulations. See a couple of you next year, probably. They're probably in the. Good job, guys. Thank you.
Good to see you guys. Congratulations on graduation.
See you tomorrow?
Yeah. I'll tell you later.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. I hope you know I was only messing with you.
You're way slow.
Remember me? Yes, I do. By all means. Please do. And I see people. Okay. But everyone I don't. Wild I know where's the city. Either one of them. driving guy.
Madam Clerk, can I have the roll call, please, again?
Mr. Hutchinson? Present. Mr. Schmidt? Present. Mrs. Stubbs? Present. Mrs. Winters? Here. Mr. McGinn?
Here.
Mrs. Estrada? Here. Mr. Mercado?
Present. We'll have our first public portion. Anyone wishing to speak on any agenda item, please raise your hand. Mr. Heimel.
Pete Heinbaugh, Morningstar Court. My agenda-related question is just kind of a general question. There seems to be a trend lately, last past several months, where more and more resolutions appear on the consent agenda and fewer on as separate line items as resolutions. Is that an intentional trend, or
No.
what constitutes?
The agenda is presented to me by the clerk, and I approve the agenda. There are some items that we have that are not on the consent agenda,
Right.
but all the background information is on the board. It's also included online as well. So no intentional, it's just there's certain things that are consent agenda. There's some things that we take off the consent agenda that we individually vote, but each council member reviews it, the public can review it, there's nothing to hide, Mr. Heimbaugh.
Oh, I was just asking if there was
No.
this was an intentional trend or just my observation. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Anyone else? Seeing none, we'll close the first public portion. RFQs.
RFQs for environmental engineer.
I entertain a motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call, please.
Mr. Hutchinson?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters?
Yes.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Estrada?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Minutes?
Minutes, waive the reading and accept the minutes of regular minutes, May 23rd, and workshop minutes, June 7th.
May I have a motion, please? So moved.
Second.
On the question. Roll call, Madam Clerk?
Mr. Hutchinson?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters? Yes. Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Estrada?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Ordinances, this ordinance, and they'll have a second reading and a public hearing. Ordinance 0-16-8. Ordinance amending Chapter 65A of the Code Book of the Township of Gloucester entitled Park Rules and Regulations of the Code of the Township of Gloucester. There's some additional work that has to be done on this ordinance, so I would like someone to make a motion to pull this off. We'll table it until that has been reworked. Move the table. Is there a second?
Second.
On the question. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Mr. Hutchinson?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters?
Yes.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Estrada?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes, the table. Ordinance 0-16-09, ordinance amending Chapter 70 of the Code Book of the Township of Gloucester entitled Smoking Regulations. This also, we discussed at our workshop. We wanted to come back and make some changes to this ordinance. So I also entertain a motion to table this ordinance.
So moved. Second.
On the question. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mr. Hutchinson?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters?
Yes.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Estrada?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Ordinance 0-16-10 is ordinance amending, revising, and supplementing the Code of the Township of Gloucester to authorize a pilot program entitled Backyard Chicken Pilot Program. This ordinance will allow individual residents of the township to have backyard chickens. It's part of a sustainability program, a pilot program that will run for 1 year. There will be 20 licenses issued throughout the township. I believe there were some amendments that our council members would like to add.
May I make a motion to amend this ordinance so as to read 4 to 6 chickens, so it's increasing from 4 to 6, and then to reduce the height of the fence from 6 to 4 feet.
So there's a motion on the floor to amend the ordinance where we'll increase the chickens from 4 to 6 per license and the fence from 6 to 4 feet. Is there a second?
Second.
Madam Clerk, on the question to amend the ordinance.
Mr. Hutchison?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters? Yes. Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Strato? Yes. Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Now to the public hearing for the ordinance with the amendments. Anyone wishing to speak, please raise your hand. Seeing none, we'll close the public portion. I entertain a motion to accept the ordinance as amended.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Mr. Hutchison?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters? Yes. Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Strato? Yes. Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Next, we have a resolutions consent agenda. It's broken up into two sections, so I want to take resolutions 160 to 169. If any member of council would like to remove any of those resolutions, please speak up. Hearing none, I entertain a motion for the consent agenda, 160, resolution 160 to 169.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Mr.
Second.
Hutchinson. Thank you, Mrs. Trotter. On the question, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Hutchison?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters? Yes. Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Strato? Yes. Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Next, we have our consent agenda. These are liquor license renewals, and there's three types of categories. Club liquor license, which is your VFW, or your club or post. There's a retail culinary license, which is Roger Wilco or Canals. And then the consumption ones are your restaurants, such as Applebee's, for example. So I entertain a motion for the consent agenda of liquor license renewals 170 through 191.
Second.
On the question. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Hutchison?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters? Yes. Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Strato? Yes. Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Madam Clerk, do we have any GT Gov access email?
No.
All right. We'll have our second public portion. Anyone wishing to speak, please raise your hand. Mr. Heimbaum.
That's Pete Heinbaum, Morningstar Court. I have a handful of questions that are sort of regarding the energy aggregation. There's sort of a compilation of questions that have been asked of me over the last week or so, or days, and I didn't have the answers. So I sort of compiled them and want to ask a few tonight. The general concept of third-party suppliers, like Tri-Eagle, they're more or less, they don't generate energy. I'm sort of asking this in the form of a question, but wording it in the form of a statement. They don't generate electricity or distribute electricity in any way. They just trade electricity, right? They're like middlemen. Is that a?
I believe so, yeah.
So they're don't really add to the supply chain. They insert themselves into the supply chain, but have to extract their profit margin. So my question, this is one of my questions, this wasn't one that was asked of me, is how is this model sustainable over a longer period of time, where we have the electric generators, generate the electric, we have the distributors, we have the customer, and now we're inserting these third-party suppliers who don't add value except you have to cover their overhead and they take a profit margin. Maybe in a one-off situation, a 6-month contract or even a 14-month contract, maybe they can save you a penny, less than a penny in this case. But in the long term, how is this a sustainable model, sustainable economic model in the long run, where you're just inserting a new party into the supply chain that doesn't add value to that chain?
On behalf of the supplier or for a resident? Because if it's for the residents, we have 10,000 AC electric residents in town, approximately a savings of $81 annually. And for PSE&G, I think $80 or $81 as well annually. So the model for whom? The residents or how?
For the viability of an electricity supply, I'm more asking a high-level general question. I'm talking about a viability.
High level, okay.
Well, you're in electricity business now, whether you like it or not. So
But we have an opportunity to save our residents money, Pete.
for a 14-month period, then potentially. I mean, but maybe not. What if? Let me ask some more questions then. How does the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities set the electricity supply rates for the utility, for example, for Atlantic City Electric? How does the Board of Public Utilities set that rate on a month-to-month basis? Do you know that?
No, I couldn't tell you that, Tom.
No, but they have set it, for example, for ACE, it's 10.7 cents per kilowatt hour, and for PSE&G, it's 12.8 cents per kilowatt hour.
Yeah.
So they would have to go back to ACE and PSE&G would have to go back to the Public Board of Utilities to get a rate increase if that's what they so desire. Once we lock into the lower rate, which is, you're correct, it's about a penny cheaper. Once we lock into that rate, that becomes our base rate. So if they ain't going for an increase, it's going to be off of that rate. If a resident decides they're going to opt out, they don't want to be automatically in, so their rate's going to be the higher rate that I just cited, basically the penny more. So if somebody with the savings goes up, then somebody that's locked into the rates that they currently have goes up, they're going to go like this. So there's always going to be savings for the ones that participated in our program and locked into the 14-month period. After the 14-month period, they're going to reevaluate, they're going to consider whether they go back out for bid or not. If they don't, everybody goes right back where they were into ACE and PSE&G. And the savings right now are estimated somewhere around, with both the 10,000 customers under ACE and the 10,000 customers under PSE&G for a one-year period, not 14 months, but for a 12-month cycle, it's estimated around $1.7 million.
I'm sorry, say they get the savings
The savings
across
to all the residents
across Gloucester Township,
combined is about $1.7
and
million.
that's comparing the 10.7 rate that AC Electric has now to the 9.8 or whatever.
Yeah, because of the reduction in the kilowatt rate.
Right. I mean, what I'm trying to understand is how the BPU sets these rates for the utility. I understand the third party has their contracted rate, but for the utility, could that rate be lower next month or higher next month, or
Only if they go through the BPU
Yeah.
and get an approval to adjust the rate.
does that happen routinely or regularly or monthly or quarterly or?
No, I don't foresee it. It'll be adjusted at the end of the 14-month cycle, and that's why we can only go for a contract of 14 months, because it is going to be adjusted at that time. What it'll do, whether it goes up, down, stays the same, I don't know.
The utility rate will be adjusted at the end of that 14.
Correct.
So this third-party supplier, where the contract ends next October or something, that's the same end date for this set rate for the utility? They both have the same.
That's my
They both have the
understanding.
same end date
That's
for
my
a
understanding.
potential adjustment afterwards. Okay. A couple of specific questions that were asked of me. Can someone potentially opt out of this aggregation agreement today and say, not 14 months from now, but say in 2 or 3 months or something, opt in?
Yes.
In the middle like that? That can happen. That's allowable. What if there's what if folks are on the budget plan with the utility? How does, where they pay the fixed amount each month rather than they?
I saw that in a frequently asked question for another municipality, was similar, that they can still participate in it and they will adjust their budget program.
Yeah, and the adjustment occurs at the end of the billing cycle, so they may have to wait 30 days for the cycle to run.
They may pay their current budget amount till the end of the
Correct.
budget period. Okay.
Pete, over the next few weeks and months, there's going to be an education process. You saw something probably saw something on the town's website today, but a frequently asked question we put on the website, distributed additional information and PSA announcements as well.
Okay, I'll look for that. I'll just ask one more question then, related to this. If there is a resident who's already enrolled with a third-party supplier, sort of independently, how will that work? Are they all?
They're not participating.
They're,
They could if they can terminate their agreement or if the agreement expires, then they can go ahead.
Okay, good, thank you. I do have other questions unrelated to energy aggregation, but I'll wait to make sure other people get a period to speak, and then I'll come back.
Anyone else wishing to speak? Ms. Carr? Ma'am, one second, Mrs. Carr.
Oh, you go.
Joanne Carr, Timber Birch. One other question about the aggregate. You said about the education going on. I know it was in Patch, and I know it was in the Courier Post. How are you going to get those tough people who don't get the newspaper or have an internet, whatever? What other means are you going to use to educate them that this is coming along?
Well, I would imagine it would be in the township newsletter.
Okay.
That goes out. Think about the marketing that was done for recycling.
Right.
I think that there was a lot of communication that came out to our residents regarding recycling and single stream. I would imagine that same type of effort we put into this program as well.
I was just thinking of the seniors who are kind of like, you know, they're not paying for a paper anymore. They don't have the internet. They, you know, some of them are far ahead of me. Okay, change of subject. I've come before you several times about the school system, and they're having a low rating, and how you can help, how you can get involved and help. This is something that's connected with that. In our Catholic Star Herald, I don't know whether some of you have gotten this, maybe you read it this past week, and it says Catholic Schools, Governance and Leadership. Governor Christie has an opportunity to sign a bill for funding for non-public schools. And it helps our schools, it helps our Catholic schools and other schools in the areas that they need. But it's also helping the township, because if people can't afford to send their kids to non-public schools, they're going to go to the public school. And that's another $19,000 per student that we're taking on. Okay, there were 4 items here that they were looking to equalize. One, the school security aid. The plan for 16-17 includes no allotment for non-public school students. They recommends restoration of the current $25 per student, which is significantly less than the $144 allocation that public school students have. Just trying to make it fairer. The next one, I had come to you before about, and it's the transportation. The amount of money the Gloucester Township school system spends on transporting kids to non-public schools is $880. But it hasn't been increased in so long, they can't get a bus company to agree to a contract for that. So what they've done in turn is they just give the money to the parents. Well, that's all well and good for some, but there are others that they still can't get their kids to school. We're looking to see about getting the amount of money increased so that they can afford to get a contract and everybody can get on a bus and go to school. And as I said, the more issues that are put in the way of these parents, the more likely they are to take their kids out of Catholic school or non-public school and send them here, which costs us more. It costs us $19,000 a kid, rather than increasing what it would cost just to equalize everything. So I brought copies of this, and I was hoping that you as a council could just send something up to the governor and say, our town needs your support. Can you follow through with this? I want to give it to Assemblywoman Mosqueda and Senator Madden, but I was looking for your help as well, just to support our school board in getting what they need to educate all of the kids in the township and not just the kids coming to our schools.
Just to address some of the issues you brought up, the busing, well, I'll give you an example. Tonight on the Board of Education workshop agenda is 2 contracts to bus students to Our Lady of Hope through Holcomb. So that's set in place, and those parents most likely will not receive a letter like they did last August telling them there was no transportation available for them.
Is that just for Our Lady of Hope, or would that be for John Paul II and Paul
That was
VI?
just Our Lady of Hope there. The
Okay.
transportation dollar amount that you indicated, $880, that's what parents receive when they send their children to a non-public school.
Correct.
Transportation. Yes, that has not been raised in many, many years, and I know that the Assemblywoman had spoken about that to her colleagues in the legislature last year when this issue arose. The dollar amount that you indicated for tuition for, is that Gloucester Township Public Schools?
Well,
Because
it's saying basically,
Okay, because it's for elementary schools, $12,790 a student for regular education. Of course, that escalates when it's special education. And for middle school students, $12,666. And that includes their tuition and transportation. Now,
but if you have a family pulling out, you could have 2 or 3 kids coming, which bumps that expense up to our board.
Does that include like fixed costs? I mean, if you do, I mean, to add another student into the school population doesn't mean
No.
you're going to raise the school taxes
No.
by $12,000. That just means that, you know, the variable costs might go up a little bit, but the fixed costs are going to remain the same. Am I right, Tom?
I remember when Our Lady of Grace was merging and different things were closing. And I remember you guys having a meeting in the side room, and Glenn was there, and he was saying, what are we going to do with all these kids that are coming here because they merged and they weren't staying there. It's just another added expense. I don't know the exact dollars amount. I'm just quoting what was in the newspaper. But I thought, if you want things equal for everyone, then you know it would make things a lot easier for everybody involved. And I would appreciate your support in backing. Okay?
We'll take a look at what you have.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak? Ma'am?
Hi, hello, good evening, everybody. I'm Lynn Rosner, and I'm from Camden County Department of Health and Human Services. And on behalf of the Health Department and Tobacco Free for a Healthy New Jersey, and the support of Camden County Cancer Coalition and American Lung Association, I would like to thank Gloucester Township's Mayor, the Council, and Chief Earl for considering and supporting smoke-free areas that benefit the residents and children of Gloucester Township. And just in advance of that, when these kind of ordinances are passed, it actually helps change the social norms about tobacco for future generations. And once this ordinance, if it does come to pass, through grant funding from New Jersey Department of Health, you would be eligible for free signs to cover whatever areas you have that would cover this ordinance. And once this occurs, it will bring Camden County to 16 out of our 37 municipalities that will have smoke-free ordinances. That will bring us up to very close to half. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Ms. Ross. Anyone else? Mr. Heinball?
Pete Heinball, Morningstar Court. One follow-up to the aggregation. I heard there's going to be a sort of a campaign to present information through media and things like that. Is that
Yes. Correct?
Yes.
is that the township funding that?
No.
The aggregator, Tri-Eagle will be funding that.
No.
No.
Good energy.
I'm sorry, who?
Good Energy is the third-party supplier.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, they're the company that put the bid specs together to go out and solicit the bids for us.
Oh, so they get a,
And they were contracted through
Middlesex Regional School District.
That's who was involved
Co-op.
2 years ago. They were involved in it.
Right, so they're approved through the state to do what they're doing.
Okay. Another topic. Has anyone heard of the firm Brahim Properties? It's a real estate developer out of Philadelphia. B-R-A-H-I-N. Brahim Properties. Okay, they made a political donation to one of the mayor PACs in the first quarter of this year, and just wonder if there's anything in the works doing business with them, our township doing any business with them, since I know this was a first-time donation from my reckoning from them. Just wondered if there's anything in the works with this real estate company with the township that anyone knows of. No?
Does anyone know of any real estate? I know nothing.
Never heard of them.
Perhaps you can, if you find something, you can tell me.
Find something with what? With their involvement in the township, you
Yes.
mean? Okay. All right, I will. All right, thanks. I don't have anything at this time.
All right.
That's what I was asking.
Anyone else? Yes.
Good evening. My name is Taryn Shaw, representative of the Burlington-Camden County Regional Chronic Disease Coalition. We're here on behalf of the smoking ordinance. I have a question. When will the next reading be, since it was tabled tonight?
The administration had wanted to fine tune it a little bit. One of the issues is employees and also our municipal court. If you come here on a Tuesday or a Thursday, and we have people who are in municipal court that are taking a break from the court proceedings, they immediately go out. I don't want to say majority of them, but there are people who smoke. And then there's concern about our own employees here about smoking and where they would smoke, if there's a designated area. Dave, anything else that?
No, that's basically why the administration said, let's hold it so we get administrative control of those two circumstances.
Okay, so,
And maybe, and Ms. Rosner, maybe yourself, if there's recommendations that you could forward to us. I used to work in higher ed, and the campus that we were on, there was certain areas that were allocated for smokers. Ms. Rosner, you want to come up along with her?
As
Since
well.
you raised your hand.
We have information of how to do that. So your question then is, it depends what you're doing. You're doing it for the parks itself or all premises?
All parks and municipal buildings, all municipal property,
Okay.
township property.
So we can send you information on that, but usually when that is, that if you're doing all property, that means there's no smoking. We did that down in Camden County Department of Health and Human Services in our Blackwood office down in Lakeland, and so our employees don't smoke. They want to, they go outside of whatever that campus is.
Where they jump in
During
their
the
car,
breaks.
drive down the street, and then come back.
Something like that.
Something.
Because we're really looking at the smoke, not the smoker. So we didn't tell our employees not to smoke. What we did, we said we don't want smoking on the premises. We're a health department. So that's how it was handled in our way down in Lakeland. So we can send you information.
The e-cigs, are they included in the majority of these smoke-free areas?
Absolutely, because e-cigarettes are illegal the same way tobacco is. You cannot smoke it in a public building. There shouldn't be any tasting in an e-cigarette place, and there is, I can send you that law, because that was something that was passed as an addendum to the 2006, tobacco laws that were at the state level. So that does include e-cigarettes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, time frame,
By second meeting in the month of July?
Yeah, hopefully administration, I guess at our next director meeting, will be able to meet time to do what we can in July.
we can notify you when we have the second reading.
okay, yes. And also, one more question about, are you gonna have another workshop meeting in regards to the smoking ordinance?
July,
And
first Monday of the month.
first Monday, and our outsiders, I guess, us,
It'll
able
be
to
a-
attend?
Yes, it'll be a Wednesday, excuse me, because of 4th of July, so July 6th.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, we'll close the second public portion. Board of Directors.
Mr. Electron.
I have nothing to report, thank you.
Chief Earl.
Nothing to report, thank you.
Mr. Carlier.
Nothing to report.
Mr. Campbell.
Nothing to report.
Mr. Carter.
Nothing to report.
Mr. Hutchison.
My prayers and wishes to the people of Orlando and the people of this country. Thank you for coming out.
Mr. Schmidt.
Same wishes to the people of Orlando, and I would also like to thank Tracy Trotto and Orlando Mercado for all that they've done for the Relay for Life. It was a very moving, touching event. Thank you guys very much. Have a nice evening.
Mrs. Stubbs.
Of course, prayers go out to Orlando. Chief Earl, appreciate the Citizens Police Academy. I think it's very important that we foster that strong bond between the community and our police department. I think you're doing a fine job of doing that. So, kudos.
Thank you.
Mrs. Winters.
Also, my condolences to those in Orlando and, throughout pretty much the country, people that were involved and that were there. And congratulations to all the Citizens Police Academy graduates. And have a great week.
Mr. Vignon.
Congratulations to the Citizens Police Academy folks. After this weekend's event in Orlando, we need to find a way to end the terror. And after Saturday's event at Vets Park, the Relay for Life, we need to find a way to end cancer. Have a great night and a great week.
Mrs. Trotta.
My condolences also to the families in Orlando, and congratulations to the Citizens Police Academy graduates. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the mayor, council, the police department, public works, and most importantly, the residents of Gloucester Township for another successful American Cancer Society event this past Saturday that was held in Veterans Park. Thanks to you all, we've raised over $54,000 just from Gloucester Township, and we have till August 31st to still receive donations. And just so you all know, we're part of a region, the Southwest New Jersey region, 22 relays, that in the United States, we are ranked in the top 10 for what we raise, and we are one of the only regions that are continuously in the green on our events in all areas. So we couldn't do what we do at the American Cancer Society without the support of you all, and know that we're working hard, and those monies that you raise are staying here in the area for support programs and also grants. Some of you may not know, Rowan University over in Stratford, the medicine end of it, has received a grant from the American Cancer Society, and those doctors are working on some I can't say the word, I'm sorry, immunotherapy as we speak. So the money you raise is staying in New Jersey, in our Camden County area, and in Gloucester Township. So thank you for what you did do and your continued support. And have a great week.
Mr. Mercado.
I want to thank everyone for coming out this evening. Reminder, if you have children or family or you just like to watch the Minions, there's a movie night this Friday in Veterans Park. Congratulations to Citizens Police Academy, the graduates. Congratulations to Relay for Life. This has become a signature event. This is the 7th year this has been in our township. And yes, maybe the teams have dwindled, but the enthusiasm is still there. I enjoy staying up all night and doing all the different activities. I paid for it the next day, but it's a wonderful event, a wonderful community event. And I want to thank the American Cancer Society, and Tracy Trotter was the chairperson of that event for the first 5 years, for bringing that to our community. Father Mark is not here with us, but I want to thank Father Mark. Father Mark has been a leading voice as part of our ministerium and also our community. I live right across from St. Agnes in Valley Brook, and there was one particular Sunday where I missed all 3 services at my church at Choose United Methodist. So I said, well, let me go across the street. Church is church, right? I'm Methodist, but I can go to a Catholic church. And Father Mark said to me, "Orlando, you're cheating on the Methodist Church." And he goes, "We'll let you in." And but Father Mark was always very kind to me and also to my colleagues on council and to our community, and was always present throughout the events that have taken place through our township. So I wish him the best of luck. He'll be in Avalon. That's a hard place to live, right? It is his new parish. And in closing, my thoughts and prayers with the folks of Orlando. At Relay for Life, I try to disconnect and not have the phone on me. And one of the guys on my team, Scott, I asked him, I said, it's good to disconnect and not be part of what's going on in the world. I tell everybody, don't look at your phones when we're out there, just have fun. And I said, just check what happened today. Did anything happen today? And he said there was a shooting in Orlando. And then you come home and you see all the news reports. And I think in this world we need more love and less hate. And so keep your thoughts and prayers with the people of Orlando. I entertain a motion to close.
I love you, Orlando.
Thank you.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
Sometimes.